Hey YouTube. Alright, I just got, well, a couple of hours ago before I left the house, I got the welcoming onboarding session to be a ship shopper. So I am officially a ship shopper. SHIPT, ship. It's similar to Instacart, where you basically deliver groceries. So Ship is in the market they have a market in Charlotte, they have in Atlanta, Columbia, South Carolina, and Greenville, South Carolina. What, Greenville? Was it Greenville on the list? Yeah, Greenville. Greenville, Columbia, Charlotte, Atlanta, and some places in Texas. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, I know they have several in Florida that I've seen, but they're not like in. They're expanding. Put it that way. And basically, what it is that you just like an Uber, I guess you could say. You get pinged. Well, you choose blocks, you choose shifts, basically. You choose your shifts a week's ahead of time, schedule yourself certain times in the week, and when a shopper or a person who needs to do the grocery shopping, they will notify a shopper to go to Publix, and you do the grocery shopping, and then you deliver it between a specified time. So the only thing now is I have to review the videos, because they don't have it where you go to an office. They don't have an office in Atlanta or anything. So what you do is they sent me a link. I'm supposed to go through the different videos of how to download the app and how you navigate the app, and things like that, I guess. So they asked me to confirm my address this afternoon rather, because my phone was dead most of the morning. So I confirmed my address, and then they'll be sending me the PEX card and the t-shirt, I guess. It's a green, light green, bright green t-shirt, and then I'll get that in the mail. So I'll probably get that, what's today? It's Wednesday. What's the day? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So I'll probably either get that at the end of the week or beginning of next week. I don't know. It depends how quickly they send out the package in the mail. So, but then after that, I'll get the PEX card, and I'll get the t-shirt, and after I complete 20 deliveries, then they'll give you some kind of discount where you could get your bags and your additional shirts, I guess. So I guess if you wanted to get additional gear, I guess you got to pay for that. I don't know, but we shall see. That should be an interesting gig to do. All right, people, what y'all doing? All right, so I'm at the Publix, North Drew Hills, my little starting point that I always tend to go to before I start my shift. Now, it is 3:20, so it's not really going to get too many orders. So I'm just going to sit here and relax. I know I could have gone to the gym. I know I could have done a lot of different things, but I just have to get myself in the groove, in the mood. So, but basically that's what it is. I have another gig to do. So I will be doing Ship Shopper, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. But depending on how well I do with the Ship Shopper, then my time with Grubhub may be done. I mean, I'm only doing right now, I'm doing less and less and less of Uber Eats. You know, I just feel that all this driving around and to make only what, $19 and some change on Monday, and that was 5 deliveries, even though it was short trips going back and forth from the Chinese restaurant to basically to Emory at 11 o'clock at night, 10, 11 o'clock at night. I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth it anymore. It's like the only way I could get $7 or $8 with Uber Eats is if I'm going to, way out back to Stone Mountain, or I'm going to areas where there's hardly no good restaurants and people are going to order food, and I'm going way out to deliver. Then it may come up to about $11, $12, but by the time Uber takes their fee, you're only getting $8 or $7, and then you're spending all that time. It doesn't make any sense to drive 9 miles or whatever for $8. That's basically like $1 a mile when it's all said and done. But I think the more and more that we keep on patronizing Uber and doing Uber Eats, and we don't take a stand about these price cuts, they're going to continue to do it. Now, let me give you my reason why I think Uber feels that they could just cut the prices and cut it. And we're not talking about from an economic standpoint where you have more people doing Uber Eats and less people driving Uber X, and for them to, well, one reason I could tell you this. Let me say this. One reason I see it is a lot of people have realized that they could do food deliveries, making it easier for them in a standpoint, and they say, okay, well, if people's not going to be picking up people or passengers anymore, and there's an increase of people wanting to do Uber X, then what we're going to do is we're going to increase the fees from 20 to 35%. So they're not losing any money. You lose money in one segment to go to the next segment. Where is it that you, as a company, are you going to be losing money when you do that? You're not. Because if Uber was to come up with a brand of another service, say they're going to do something like, okay, now we're going to do, we're now going to do courier service. Well, they already got that in New York and some other places. Let's say they're going to do groceries. Now, let's say Uber decides to get into the grocery business, and it's the same thing. They'll pick up, or they do what Postmates does. Let's say that you could go and pick up anything from anywhere and deliver it to the customer, regardless of the restaurant. And they do what Postmates are doing. Uber's not going to change their structure how Postmates does it. They keep 10%, or, and then they give they keep 10%, and they give the drivers 100% of the tips, plus they keep the majority of the fees, and Postmates basically make their money that way. It's just that you don't see it. You don't see it because Uber takes 35% off the bat from your deliveries. Whereas Postmates and DoorDash and Grubhub, they may simply take it from the other, from the back end, but at the same time, we still get the tips. And the majority of the money's made is through the tips. Now, if Uber was to go into a whole new segment of the services that they provide, say grocery shopping, for instance, and people's like, oh, okay, you're going to spend more money in groceries than, say, at a takeout meal. You go to the grocery store, what most people are going to spend on the groceries. $50, the cheapest or least amount of money people are spending grocery shopping is maybe $50. 25 the least, and that's coming out with maybe junk food, little stuff. But going to the grocery store, you may come out and spend maybe $50 easily in the supermarket. So if Uber was decided to go into the grocery shopping business, and they got everybody driving to go do the grocery shopping, they're still going to say, okay, that's more money that we can make. And they simply say, okay, we just going to take, now it's going to be 40%. And everybody starts switching. When you start running after things, running from this one thing to this app, and running to this segment, to this new segment, it ain't going to benefit us at all. It ain't. Now, it's different when a lot of people was going to Lyft. But now that everybody's jumping over to Lyft, what happens? For one thing, Lyft never established their base. They never established their customer base. There are more people who take Uber than Lyft. That's why everybody in Lyft, you're competing against each other. And and people who do Uber is competing against each other too. Why would I want to give my code out to do what? To get, $50? Okay. They're going to give you the $50 for referrals just to turn around and take 25%. Lyft. Oh, we'll give you $1,000, but you're going to power drive, but yet you're driving 70, 80 hours. You're competing with all other people who are trying to get that same $1,000 a month, or $1,000 or whatever they're giving out, $700 or $500 or whatever. You're running around like a bunch of rats, competing. So now what happens? Everybody jumped on to doing food deliveries. Now they seen everybody jump to the food deliveries. When there's more people doing something, the prices go down. The pay. It's not competitive anymore. That's why I was always telling people, don't always jump to the area. Everybody be batched up in the same area to get orders, because it's a certain in marketing, in business, there's a certain point where there's always going to be a decline, and that's where it's starting to happen. That's what's happening. But anyways, I'm gonna make another part of this video because I'm just sitting here in this car. Let me turn this off. And you have to use this is about economics at this point. So let me make this other part of this video.